What's going on, guys? It's Moolah here, and today we are going to be going over Halo Infinite, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I have about 22 hours logged in this game, so I reckon I have a pretty good insight on what I think needs to be done with Halo Infinite. But if you're here looking for just a direct answer, yes, this game is so much fun and you should definitely give it a try if you haven't already. And if you're here for the long answer, well, kick back and relax, and please consider liking and subscribing. It helps so much with this channel. It lets me know that you guys actually want to see this, and without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So starting off with stuff that's good, we have gameplay. Gameplay in this game feels amazing. Controls are tight, guns are smooth, everything handles just smooth. This Halo, you can tell, has been very polished and is not releasing with any sort of, sort of gameplay bugs or anything. They've actually made sure to balance all the guns, in which I reckon the guns are balanced. Obviously we have power weapons, but that's just a part of Halo. I reckon grenades could be tuned down a bit to stop with the grenade spam, but gameplay, out of all the things I'm really glad that 343 nailed on launch, is gameplay. Everyone agrees that Halo has really fun gameplay, and that everything about it is just, it's a good gameplay loop. It doesn't get repetitive, it doesn't get boring, everyone's having fun with it. Which, if 343 can keep it up and not release any game-breaking things that can ruin this gameplay, then I think we're in for a good year. The second thing that I will be saying is really good in this game is the guns and the graphics. Guns are probably one of the most iconic parts of Halo. We have the classic ARs coming back and the pistols, and then we've got some new ones coming as well. And just looking at all these guns and how they play and how unique they are, 343 have done a really good job at making sure that they're making guns that all have a purpose. We have little disruptor guns just like the Disruptor, which can EMP vehicles and enemy cars, and we have the Skewer, which is just a giant bullet, and we have, of course, Needler and the Assault Rifle, and all these iconic guns and new ones coming back into the game. 343 have really taken their time with this, making sure to show all the intricacies of each gun whenever they're being reloaded or even handled. And as for graphics, this game is fucking beautiful. Ever since we saw that tech preview back then in, I think it was about 2020, when we saw that, people were a bit let down that the graphic fidelity wasn't up to par with what a lot of people were expecting, but it looks like 343 spent a lot of their time making sure to really improve the graphics. Just walking around in the streets, you can see the reflections, and I'm on the lowest settings as well, and you can see all these reflections. It's just, the game looks really nice. Presentation and graphics are always important in any game, any AAA title, and this game really has nailed it. And now we're going to be moving over to the bad parts of the game, and these bad parts aren't necessarily anything really major, they're more so nitpicks. But in order to help Halo be the best game it can be, we're going to have to just make sure that we can flatten out a lot of these issues. So one bad thing is customization. Customization of your Spartan is honestly pretty horrible in this game. You can't mix and match like anything. If you look here, I have my Mark V, and he has a lot of cool stuff that I would maybe want to put on my Mark IV or whatever, and I can't. Like, I don't know what the reasoning behind this is. I don't know why they're limiting it so much. Like, especially if you're spending money on this game, you should be able to mix and match with whatever you want, and create really your own Spartan instead of just limiting it to categories. And by doing this as well, by limiting it this much, they've limited colors as well. Like, how do you limit colors? Like, if you see here, we only have these stock colors, and then they want us to even pay 20 bucks for a white skin. $20. So yeah, even monetization of the customization is horrible, which, it's not good to have that kind of practice in any video game to be charging that much for skins, let alone you can only equip it to like one Spartan. So yeah, this is definitely a bad thing that I reckon they're gonna have to work on, just to allow more people to actually have more fun with this customization system. One other bad thing with this game, I'm going to be real short on this because it's short and sweet, is just optimization. Optimization in this game needs to be better. I'm sure if you're a console player, if you're Xbox Series X or something, you have nothing to worry about. but I do feel bad for the Xbox One players who are playing at 30 FPS, but I'm mainly talking about PC optimization. Whenever I'm running this on the lowest settings on, 1080p, I'm usually getting about 50 FPS, and that's, it's not bad, but when I go into big team battle, then I'm suddenly dipping down to 30, which I have a pretty decent PC, which, can run most things, but, yeah, I don't know. The reason you can see, like, I have 75 FPS in the corner is because I've set my maximum and minimum frame rate to 75 FPS, so if you are having troubles, that's what I'd recommend. You set it to your, frame rate, whatever you want, the maximum min, and it'll make sure that it stays locked there. And so that's how I achieve smooth gameplay, but then, like, it just gets blurry. I mean, I'm not going to go too far into it, that's something that can be fixed over time. At least it's nothing like Battlefield 2042, because that's a fucking shocker. But yeah, so as for the bad things, more so little nitpicks, but it's the ugly part, which I have some things to say. Yeah! So, the ugly part about Halo Infinite. We are still in early days, we're not even at the official release yet, the campaign isn't even out yet, but the biggest and ugliest issue is progression. It's still bugged. I don't know what's going on. It's still bugged. I thought they said they fixed it. I have 22 hours and I'm only level like 9 in my battle pass. These challenges are just too slow to complete. They give you like 50 XP each challenge, and it's just not a consumer friendly way to, make sure that people are, leveling up in your game. They've got to increase progression, and also I reckon they need to include an overall leveling system, because free-to-play players right now, they ain't getting shit. Free-to-play players aren't, being catered for at all. If you saw my previous video, I talked about how free-to-play players don't have a battle pass to grind out, they don't get anything cool, they're just playing. And I mean, if that's fine, if they just want to play, but there's not even a level system where you can't show off like your level. And I know there is an arena, but for the casual people like me, who just want to sit back and play, not play arena, there's not even an overall leveling system. There's no camos, nothing really to grind for, except if you have the battle pass. So yeah, the ugly part of Halo Infinite is the progression and the leveling, which, well, there isn't even any leveling, that's the problem. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I do daily uploads on Halo Infinite. If you're liking Halo Infinite and you want to see where this goes, then yeah, drop a like and sub, turn on that notification bell, and make sure to share this video with your mates or something, because then it really helps me out, and that's all I can really ask for. Alright, catch you guys later. It's been Moolah.